anger, it triggers guilt or fear or jealousy or envy or rage or resentment. All those
Yeah.
things come up, and um, and those that stress, and this is the stress response that's going on. This is the fight or flight. This is the alarm that's coming up, and these are the emotions that we can notice as a result of it. And those emotions then either they make us physically sick, or they make us behave in certain ways to attack or hide or shut up or blame, or we take a drug, or we go off into one of our other addictions or trance states, whatever it is.
Yeah.
But we're missing the fundamental piece, that it's just that things are as they are. And so when you say, you're my teacher, in other words, I don't have to see this as being, yeah, this is what I expected and this what happened. How interesting. But I'm big enough to hold both of those in my mind without turning it into, one of the things I love is what we learned in medical school, the difference between a normal person and a psychotic and a neurotic. So you ask a normal person how much is 2 and 2, they say 4. You ask a psychotic how much is 2 and 2, they say 17, or Purple, or Elvis Presley. If you ask a neurotic how much is 2 and 2, they say 4. But it really pisses me off. Yeah, and that's how we are. Things simply are as they are. And again, what we're talking about is this ancient part of the mind, the limbic system. That's the generator of duality. It's me or you, black or white, good or bad, dangerous or not, blah, 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 like that. And our challenge is to go beyond that and to see that, yes, there is what I wanted and there is what happened. And it's not duality. It's not this versus this. It's this and this. These two things are simply part of something that's bigger, that encompasses them both. And that bigger thing can be seen if we let both of these, both what we wanted and what actually happened, if we let both of them live, then the rest of the picture begins to come in, and we can see that they're both part of the whole. It's like in Taoism, when you talk about the yin and the yang, there's the black and the white, but they're not opposed. They're both part of a whole, and the black yang has a white dot in the middle, and the white yin has a black dot in the middle, to show that in everything is the seed of its apparent opposite. And that everything is connected in that way. So, and so I think that's how things get to be a teacher, when we stop framing it as a conflict.
Right.
And even that idiot that cuts you off on the road when you're trying to drive, that's a teacher.
Yeah.
Yeah. But make space. Yeah, that happens. Now, what could I learn from that?
Yeah, I think I love that too. And other language too that I'd add to it that I like, which if anybody ever listens to anything I do, I've actually quoted these 2 lines of a psalm for years and years, but they speak so well to it for me. And that's line 3 and 4 of Psalm 19, where it says, so line 3 and 4 of Psalm 19 really speaks to me about this. It says, line 3 is this simple: day unto day tells the story. And line 4, and night unto night reveals the message. And there's a nuance there, because message and story are one and the same, the divine story, the divine message. But in the day, it's telling the story, so we're getting it. And we have many moments like that where we're like, oh yeah. And we're in it. Even we might call it light. We're in it. But it's also the night that's revealing the message. And the difference is that it's a revelation because we don't meet it exactly getting it right up front. Mm-hmm. But if we let it reveal, it will have the same impact and power and import as the day. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So making friends with the night of life.
Mm-hmm. Wonderful. I love the way you can draw on those, all those teaching.
I love all the connections you make as well.
And so here I hear see your bright and shiny face on the cover of this, which is what your most recent book, Love.
It is.
Love Calls: Insights of a Former Carmelite Nun.
Yeah.
And you shared what's the basic mantra of the Carmelite?
Sure. So the charism of the Carmelite order, a Catholic order, is to walk in and embody the divine presence. So a charism is usually why the order came together, what the longing was, whether it was founded by a particular person with a charism, like Francis, mm-hmm. or whether it simply had a charism, like the Carmelites didn't have a physical embodied person. It was a group that experienced something dramatic. So everything about the lifestyle is geared towards becoming that.
Mm-hmm. And what have you tried to accomplish in your book?
It's the first of a trilogy. I have the other two written, just not edited and ready to go out yet. And in it gives testimony to that title, Love Calls. That my experience over and over again is that there's this love at the center of my being that keeps calling me, calling me, calling me. And in the calling dissolves fear, and in the calling provides direction, and the calling fills me with meaning. And it plays out the first 4.5 years of being a Carmelite as well. Mm-hmm. So the getting to know myself in silence, the glory and the agony of it all, mm-hmm. in a playful way.
Wonderful. So I just flipped to chapter 1, and it says, "Go with me. Let us run upon the mountains and gaze upon the valley. Let us fly over the canyons and swell up to the highest peak. Capture the vistas with a sweeping turn of the head as though they were blades of grass. Go with me, running into open fields of wild flowers, smelling the presence of loved ones past, opening our hearts to all we do not know. My hand longs to hold yours, to pull you with me and feel your pull in return. No limits, no more." Mm-hmm. You know, it reminds me of Rumi. It has that passion for the beloved.
It does. It's true. I feel a friendship there with Rumi for sure.
Yeah, you have that. You have that sensual passion that is rare. Yeah, I think it's one of the things that I enjoy most about you is that beauty, and it's that and knowing where it comes from. You know, it's quite amazing. How can people learn more about you and what you do?
Right. Thank you. Thank you for giving the chance. I have a great website, KimberlyBraun.com, and on it are all the events that are going on. I'm leading a retreat in Spain next year that will unpack the mystical poetry of Teresa of Avila and John of the Cross in the places that they wrote it. That should be really juicy. But you can learn of other events, and I have online courses that are self-guided. There's one called Standing Strong and Happy in the Storm. Another is my Essence Meditation Technique Made Easy. And the third is going into the writings of Teresa of Avila. All self-guided, but then you also have chances to be with me in private sessions. And I have lots of videos. I put out videos every week. I write blogs monthly. I have a new online spiritual community called Essence Tribe. And this was motivated because I meet people from all over the world. And we never want the relationship to end.
Yeah, right.
So it's a way to keep the relationship going. And it's a way for all my friends I'm meeting all over to meet each other.
Oh, nice.
To form their own sense of community. Mm-hmm. So KimberlyBraun.com, EssenceTribe.com, and all the contact forms and my phone number, everything can be found there.
And Kimberly Braun is BRAUN.
That's correct.
.com, KimberlyBraun.com. Thank you so much for sharing with us.
Thank you so much for having me. It's great to be physically together.
Like our first time.
Our first time.
In our long relationship. And now to finish out today's show, I think if you really want to know Kimberly, it's a good idea to listen to some of her chanting. So, for the next few minutes, allow yourself to find a comfortable place to sit. Relax. Shut out the outside world for just a few moments and take a listen to this ancient chanting that's coming through a person who's anything but ancient. Let your body relax and let your mind be open.
Dei mater alma, atque semper Virgo, felix celi porta, sumensi ludove, Gabrielis ore, funda nos in pace, mutans eve nomen, solve vinclareis, provelum encecis, mala nostra pele, bona cunta posce, monstrate esse matrem, sumat verte preces, qui pro nobis natus, tulit esse tus, Virgo singularis, inter omnes mitis, nos culpi salutos, mites facet castos, vitam presta pura, iter vara tutum, ut videntes Iesum, semper colletemus. Sit nos Deo Patri, sumo Christo Decus, Spiritui Sancto, tribus honorunus. Amen.
You've been listening to Dr. Emmett Miller's Healing Times Radio, Conversations with Extraordinary People on Dream Vision 7 Radio Network. For more information about Dr. Miller's work, upcoming events, new programs, and how you can change your mind and change your life, visit his multimedia website at drmiller.com. That's drmiller.com. Conversations with Extraordinary People is produced in the drmiller.com studios. Special thanks to Jesse Churchill and Deborah Beauvais.